Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. So since we weren't able to have our class earlier this afternoon, no, because of the power interruption and the internet connection was not really that good, so we will have our um, class no, this afternoon. So I would like to share my screen with you. So we will just continue with the business buying behavior. Last time, I already discussed no, what is the definition of the business buying behavior, and of course, no, what is the business buying process, and the participants in the business buying process. So now we will discuss the major influences on business buyers based on based on um, economic factors and personal factors, environmental factors, organizational factors, interpersonal factors, and the buying process. Okay, so of course, no, I have already discussed nga in an establishment, no, usually si purchasing officer kay mag-agad naman siya sa unsay gihatag sa um, ang approval nga mga list no nga gihatag sa per department before siya mag-select og mga suppliers and mo um, mulista sa mga orders. But there are also factors that can influence no the business buyer behavior, not just on the purchasing officer but the organization as a whole. So first we have economic factors. So of course, class, no, ang price mo matter dyan na siya. Like for example, if ang hotel, no, mangita sila og supplier with the most affordable nga mga cleaning supplies kay ibaligya, but hindot siya og quality, then that is also one of the factors nga no ma-influence sila to buy no from that supplier. There are others mang good class no nga labi na ang kanang sa hotel nga na mga admin nga very price conscious kaayo sila, so dili sila basta-basta mo approve og mga request no sa mga department not until nga ilahang ma-compare. So mangita siya sa daghan kay nga mga suppliers ilang i-compare ang prices asa ang mas barato or mas affordable. Next is ang service. Ila pa i-consider class if even if no that supplier is accredited, if ang kana ba nga supplier maiba siya og service no when it comes to pag-deliver sa items no nga walay mga damages or maabot ba siya on time, no meaning ana no if ang sabot nila sa kontrata is maabot siya on September 25, maabot siya ana nga adlaw. At the same time, ang quantity and the quality, like kung 1,000 ka book yung you-order, then 1,000 jud ang maabot no, walay makuhaan. At the same time, the quality of the supplies no nga gihatag ni supplier is maayo pud siya no, dili dali maguba, or kung food ba siya no, dili ba daot or fresh, but dapat fresh siya. So that is also one of the factors nga gina-consider no sa mga buyers no in businesses. So, dili lang po na siya mag-refer po sa service class, but a service po is accommodating po ang supplier, no? Mo na siya sa mga example. Okay, next, personal factors. So sometimes, no, emotion can also influence, no, your business buying behavior. So asa may dapit mo interest sa emotion, like for example, no, if impulsive ba ka nga buyer, no nga misking kabalo ka nga dili pa record sa hotel no paliton nimo siya kay tungod feel nimo paliton siya, or for example ko ano your instinct or your emotion tells you to buy this no because wala lang no kanang regardless of the price no you just feel nga you would like to buy the supply for the company. Next, environmental factors. You also have um demand for product. So, kusog ba ang demand, like for example no dili sa ko mo palit og ingredients for frappuccino kay dili man kay siya demand nga drink no, kalabanan sa kong survey ang ilang ginapangita is kanang um mga shakes no, mga milkshakes or milk tea. So most probably since mo man na ang demand these days the fruit teas, milk teas, then I will just buy ingredients for that no instead of frappuccinos because they are already outdated. Okay, next, economic outlook. Cost of money, so ang price na po na siya. Resource availability, so they need to also check if ang supplier ba no na ba siya capacity to supply large quantities of orders, no? So amo nang available ang kan ingredients for milk tea, pero kung order ka og large bulks of ingredients, dili day sila ka cater. Technology, culture, politics, and competition. Sometimes, no, we buy based on our competition because, oh, they have a coffee machine, no? So, mo di ay nga daghan kay mo mga pi sa ilaha nga restaurant. So, let's also buy a coffee machine so that we can also keep up with our competition. That is also an example. Okay. Next is ang organizational factors. So you have the objectives of the company, the policies, procedures, structure, and systems. So of course, class, no, mag-agi man siya og procedure when we ask, no, to buy the supply because you are not using your money. You are using the money of the company or of the hotel. So usually, no, when you request to buy cleaning supplies or ingredients for a drink, no, or mag-revise ka sa new menu and you would like to request for new ingredients, then of course it will have to undergo a certain procedure. Like first, you would have to fill up a request form, then it must be signed by the the department manager, then the general manager, then the COO, no, and then um it has to be submitted in the purchasing officer, no, para ma-input niya imong orders, no, and he also need to the purchasing officer also needs um to screen, no, if okay permahan siya pero sayon ba pangitaon ang suppliers para ani, so mapod na siya imuhang i-consider, no. Policy sa hotel, if dili abi ginahan ang hotel nga mo serve mo ani nga food, no, nya ginahan jud ka mo palit magpapalitan ng ingredients, dili jud siya nimo pugson, no, or the hotel prohibits you from using toilet bowl cleaner, no, kay para nila kay samot madaot ang toilet bowl, no, so mo na dili po ka request di ka kapalit, so mo po na siya ang maka-influence sa imuhang pagpalit sa mga supplies. Next, interpersonal factors, no, so you have your attitude towards risk, income, education, age, motives, perceptions, and preferences. So it's based on your own personal nga mga factors, no, like your income, your age, your perceptions, your preferences. So sometimes, no, your personal factors can also help, no, motivate you in choosing a product, no, or choosing a supplier, no. So sometimes, no, naman kay mga personal nga mga reasons nga no dili jud ka ani nga supplier or kani imong gusto. So sometimes, no, your interpersonal factors can also affect that. Let's now proceed to the buying process. In the buying process class, you have problem recognition, general need description, product specification, supplier search, proposal solicitation, supplier selection, and order routine specification and performance review. So mag-undergo ta og process when we purchase supplies for our company. So first is problem recognition. So first you identify, we ran out of stock sa cleaning supplies. So need ta mag-request o cleaning supplies and materials or cleaning chemicals. So, mabuta ni kag general need description. So, specify unsa nga klase nga cleaning chemicals imong i-request, no, kay since nagkulang man lagi mo sa cleaning chemicals, unsa man nga klase. So, we lack at least 5 boxes lang nga kuan toilet bowl cleaner or 10 boxes of all-purpose. So, mga ing ana. So, once nga um ang general need description and product specification na nadira ano unsa nga klase nga product. Ang general needs description class is more on um wala na tay panglimpyo, no, kanang ngano hugaw man kaayo og kuan or dili man kay properly nga nalimpyo ang room, akay kulang mi og cleaning materials. So mo na ang general need description, kulang mo og cleaning supplies. Ang product specification is what kind of cleaning supplies inyong kinahanglanon, like for example a toilet bowl cleaner or kuan all purpose cleaner, mga ana. Okay, next, once nga na-identify ninyo unsa nga klase nga supplies inyong paliton or inyong i-purchase, next is mag-supplier search na dayon mo. So, usually na nakitaan po na ko na mo ang housekeeping supervisor nga iyang gibuhat is na siya mag-calling card sa supplier unya mo niyang gi-attach dito sa iyang request form. So, daghan na siya nakitaan nga mga supplier, then niya din ang i-propose, no, sa iyang request form. So, once nga naabot na sa desk ni general manager, no, mag-select na din na siya og supplier, no. together with the purchasing officer siguro, or the purchasing officer himself ang mupili pud sa supplier. So mamili din sila kung mao man ang gi-propose ng mga supplier ni housekeeping department, no, nga dira ta mo palit sa mga cleaning supplies, no, kay ginahan mo jud sila nga aning mga companies sila mo palit. So atong pilian asa ang pinaka the best nga affordable pud siya. Once nga nakapili na sila og supplier, proceed ita sa order routine specification. So imo nang i-contact si supplier or imo nang i-input imong mga order. At the same time, no, um magkuha na din mo sa inyong contract, like when ni siya dapat maabot, no, sa mga procedures once nga ma-receive na ang item, no, ang payment methods. Next, once ma-receive ang item, performance review. So you need to also assess if ang performance man ni supplier maayo ba, no? High quality products ba? When it comes to delivery, on time ba siya, no? Maayo ra ba ka transact si supplier, no? Affordable ra ba ang prices, no? Ang quantity of the products sakto ra ba? Okay, so we will just discuss it one by one. No? Problem recognition occurs when someone in the company recognizes a need or a problem, such as we need something to clean the rooms, no, and we lack supplies. So that is already a problem. So you have the internal stimuli, like na-recognize ninyo ang problem because you are in need of an equipment or a supply or a new product. Like for example, you're a business hotel and there are guests nga mo request og photocopy or pa-fax and you do not have a fax machine. So you already recognize the problem nga there are actually guests nga who would like to request nga naamoy mga fax or photocopy services kay tungod no need kay nila sa ilahang pagstay sa hotel because some of them are business travelers or mga guest nga mga businessman. So, mo na siya, that's interesting stimuli nga nakakuan mo nga ay need jud data mo palit og bagong equipment such as a photocopier or a fax machine because a lot of our guests no who are businessmen are requesting for these kinds of machine. Atong dapat ato siya i-offer sa hotel. Okay, next is external stimuli. So, usually, you will get an idea that you need a product or a equipment because you have seen it in a trade show or advertising. So, for example, no, ang hotel usually nakakuyog man ko last time no nga nagkuan man sila nagbutang sila og kanang booth sa trade show ang mga hotels. Unya, nakita na mo dito nga naa sila yung ani nga equipment. Kami wala, no? So, mo decide ta mo purchase ani no to upgrade our services because the other hotel are already upgrading their services because they have this kind of um equipment. So, mao na siya class, no? Sometimes, there is no problem at all ay mong nakitaan within your hotel. But when you see other hotels that have that kind of equipment or na-entice na ka, no? Kaya sa trade show, nakakita ka og ka ng product demo, nya na-engganyo ka to also have that in your hotel, then that is an external stimuli, no? So, there was actually no problem in the first place no murag naka-decide ra ka nga ginahan ka to acquire that equipment, no, because you have seen it from other people. Next, the buying process. You have general need description, describes the characteristics and quantity of the needed item. And the product specification describes the technical criteria. Value analysis is an approach to cost reduction where components are studied to determine if they can be redesigned, standardized, or made with less costly methods of production. While the supplier search involves compiling a list of qualified suppliers who are, of course, accredited suppliers, proposal solicitation is the process of requesting proposals from qualified suppliers. So usually, no, mo man jud na, no, presad ka og request form, ipa-explain ka para asa ni siya gamiton, no? Naka-try na ba kani nga supplier before? If it's a new supplier, ngano kani man ni siya nga supplier, no? Mo na ang ipangutana si mo when you send your request form, no, or your proposal to the admin, no, such as the COO and of course the like the general manager, no? So need jud kaayo siya nga naapo ka diha no to justify your request. Okay, next, supplier selection is the process when the buying center creates a list of desired supplier attributes and negotiates with preferred suppliers for favorable terms and conditions. You also have the order routine specifications, is the final order with the chosen supplier and the list of all the specifications and terms of the purchase. And performance review involves a critic of supplier performance to the purchase terms. So, na-discuss na actually na ko katong sa graph palandaan no unsa ang each stage sa process pero gibasa lang nako balik ang uban nga mga descriptions. No, just to add lang no to my discussion. Let's now proceed to e-procurement. Sometimes, no, we do not telephone or let's say call our suppliers, but sometimes we find them online and we make transactions online. That is what we call procurement, no, nga online purchasing siya, which is quite popular nowadays, no, because we have Lazada, Shopee, no, we have a lot of online selling platforms. Even in Facebook, you have the marketplace nga wherein you can just buy, no, from the internet, no? So, on the part of the merchant, it's quite ano to lang with Shopee. I haven't tried nga baligya jud ko sa Shopee and Lazada no, but when you sell no sa ano, I think you're just going to request no a certification from DTI. I don't know how much or if libre ba siya. Pero when you advertise online, it's free, no? And at the same time, um you get to receive feedbacks from your customers in real time, no. The main setback lang is of course no you are not really sure no if the item that was posted online is really the actual item that you will receive. At the same time, if it has a good quality, because sometimes no looks can be really deceiving. So online purchasing is really a trend, no, especially in the pandemic we're in. Contactless delivery, or just from the comforts of our home, no, we can buy stuff or we can buy things. So you have company buying sites. There are companies who actually have their own websites where you can buy products from them, no? And they have a PR team that who can also handle your complaints, no, or handle refunds in case you are not satisfied with the product. You also have extra nets. So what are the advantages of e-procurement, no? You have access to new suppliers because it's easier to find suppliers when you see them online, no? Because with one click of a button, automatically daghan na kayo dirag nimo makitaan. Lower cost because of course no you won't be paying for let's say load no manawag pa ka sa kuan sa telephone, no. If you're just using the Wi-Fi of the company, then it's just free, no. At the same time, when you advertise something, no, it's free, no, wala na kay kinahanglanon. That is why no most of the hotels and tourism establishments, they have many online platforms such as Facebook, no, Instagram, no. uh, ang uban gani nga kuan kay magpa-Twitter po usually Instagram raman na o Facebook no, para ma-maximize yun nila ang ilahang pag-advertise sa ilahang services and products. So speeds order processing and delivery because real time no madawat nimo ang response sa imuhang customer and response ni merchant real time. Shares information really quickly because of course no you get to ask the merchant right away about the product, sales and service and support. The disadvantages lang is it can erode relationship as buyers search for new suppliers. Like for example, you have a very traditional supplier no, yet knowing na you have already found a new supplier, so it can also erode your relationship with your previous supplier. So security, of course, no, no one is actually safe on the internet. No, your your digital footprint will always be there. No? Even if you have deleted it, there will be always traces of you in the internet. No, I don't know if naka-remember pa ning uban akong mga estudyante pag senior high nga we have already discussed this in MIL, di ba? I don't know if naka-remember pa mo or wala na jud ko ato sa MIL nga part. But again, no, we have our digital footprints and it's really difficult to get them or let's say to to take them from online nga mga sites pod. So next is institutional markets. There are actually two types of markets, no? Business markets. So you have institutional and government markets. So it's the institutional market class, although it's a part of like a business kay institutional man siya no kay usa siya ka organization or mass ang ilang pagpalit no, in bulk sila mo purchase no, It's not for their personal consumption. So they are still considered as part of the business market. But there are other markets now nga dili na siya fully matawag nga business market pero by bulk ra japon sila gapalit such as institutional and government. So institutional market consists of hospitals, nursing homes, and prisons that provide goods and services to people in their care. Meaning, they buy in bulk like clothing, supplies, food, no, to cater or to provide all of those to the people under their care. So low budget sila of course, no, kay unlike sa business class nga ga-generate ra ang revenue all the time and we have the money man to spend, like for example no, ga-earn man ang hotel og money from rooms, so kanang money nga lang gina-earn every day mao man na ang gamiton pud, some of it is gamiton man siya pagpalit og mga supplies. But in an institutions such as hospitals, nursings, and prisons, dili man siya nga because it's not for profit, no? Low budget na siya, but they still need to cater large groups of people. So they have a captive audience, no? Unlike nga we cannot actually sorry, kanang store our audiences or our guests, no? Um, Although in the hotel, they're only captive for a very short time, like a day. No, the longest would be a month, no, or 2 months. But in institutional markets such as hospitals, no, captive sila because they'll be staying for a very long time, no, in nursing homes, prisons, and hospitals. And di man jud sila kagawas, no, narjud sila sa care sa institution. You also have government markets, so they tend to favor domestic suppliers and require suppliers to submit bids and normally award to the lowest bidder. These are local government units or even the government itself. No, they buy supplies no for their employees, no, or like uniforms no para sa mga empleyado or food o mga ano. So they're carefully monitored, affected by similar environmental factors sa business market. They have good credit kay of course no, it's the government that you're talking about. They have a national budget nga pwede nila no magamit silang para sa guna sa good sa PhilHealth nga dako kayo ang ilahang sa na kanang naggasto sa adobe ra ba to, no, or sa to siya nga sa pagkaon lang dako na king nagasto. So we also have non-economic factors, minority suppliers, depressed suppliers, and small businesses. So that ends now my discussion on business buying behavior. So our last meeting will be on Tuesday, which I will just lightly discuss on consumer buyer behavior and how it differs from business buying behavior. So if I have already discussed now business buying behavior for big institutions and organizations, consumer buying behavior is more on your personal consumption. Like all of us are under the consumer market. Okay, kita man jud tanan palit man jud products for our own consumption. So that will be discussed on Tuesday before our exams on October 1, 2, and 3. So thank you so much, college students. So I hope nga all of you will watch this video. Goodbye.